The Medical Courier Connection podcast is brought to you by 7P Solutions. Improve and automate your operations, customer service, and compliance through real-time GPS solutions through 7P Solutions.
Hey everybody, hey everybody, hey everybody, hey everybody, Ken with Integrity Medical Courier Training.
We are providing on-site training in Roseville, Minnesota.
A man's digits turn blue due to too much cannabis use. Stole the hearse and dumped the body on the side of the road, still strapped to the gurney, and then continued on with their joyride. So, stay compliant, my friends. Get all your medical courier training needs from us at www.integritydelivers.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Medical Courier Connection podcast. I'm back with Ken Arnold, the owner and trainer of Integrity Medical Courier Training, and we've got Justin Arnold here with us. He's been a courier in the past, got a lot of funny stories, and you've seen him in a bunch of our videos. Yeah, let's just get right into it, Ken.
Don't you have an official title?
Oh yeah,
I don't think so, no.
no official title.
No. He's the official fish of Integrity Medical Courier.
Mm-hmm.
No, the
He's
official
chief fisherman.
Yeah. No, Justin is
our
a
freezer.
CSR, man. When you call into Integrity Medical Courier Training, you're going to get him during business hours, and he'll help you out. Justin's been helping a lot of people.
Absolutely.
So.
Been killing the game.
Very cool. Yep. So listen, guys, we wanted to talk a little bit, just come on, the first of many sessions where we're just going to come on and jaw about the courier industry. Can I say jaw?
Yeah.
Is jaw, it's acceptable.
That one's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jawing, yes, all right.
Yeah.
So
For
we
now.
can jaw about things courier related. We can tell stories and watch some videos and just kind of goof around. Share this video, you guys. Like us on YouTube, follow us, share us. Let's see a lot of people liking this and having a good time. So we have some announcements, Chris.
So in April, we are going back to Florida.
Beach time, baby.
Yeah, oh yeah, we're excited. Remind me of the name.
All right, it's the ECA, the Express Carriers Association Convention. We're actually going to be vending there, setting up a booth, and talking about our training services. They do this kind of a speed dating type of thing where people sign up to talk to you, and you get 5 minutes to tell them why they should choose your company. And they do it with shippers and courier companies and vendors like ourselves. And so it's going to be pretty intense. I've never been to one. This will be our first ECA meeting. We've been to several CLDA meetings. We've been to FMA a couple of times.
Yep.
And so this is exciting. We'll be there. It's coming up in April 8th through the 10th in Orlando, Florida. So we're really excited. Then we're going to do a tour meeting with affiliates and courier companies up and down Florida. We have a lot of clients in Florida. And of course, we'll probably do some fishing and some beach time and rent a boat and eat lots of
100%.
seafood. So it's going to be great.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Exciting times. Yeah, really awesome.
Yeah.
So listen, let's talk a little bit. We'll start off just kind of so people get to know who we are. I know we did a podcast earlier, but that's been several months now, and the holidays were upon us, and we got kind of backed up. But a little bit about our history as a family. We started our courier service, AlphaStat Courier Services, in Minneapolis on or about 1995. And so I was still working at the lab part-time, and then we kind of shifted into the courier thing because we noticed that the courier services in Minneapolis at the time were horrible, and we thought we could do a better job. So we started that company, but I'll tell you what, it was primitive. Our first communication devices were CB radio units attached to a board where you clipped the magnet with the antenna on the roof of the car. True story. And that's how we communicated and dispatched our runs. And then we hired on another driver, Kenny Altman, drove for us. So it was your mom.
I still have the baseball glove Ken Altman gave me.
Really?
Sweet.
When I was like 8 years old.
You ought to look him up on
out Kenny.
social media.
30
and thank
years
him.
ago. That was
Nice.
30 years ago.
And you still have it.
Yeah, it's in the garage.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So at any rate, we had Linda driving one car with some of you kids in it, me driving another with some of you guys in it, and we would literally, have Kenny Altman. Three of us were covering the Twin Cities doing stat deliveries. Most of our work was on demand in the early days, but we had little children in cars. By the way, this is something I'm not sure I can recommend, but this leads into our first video.
Yeah.
We've been on TikTok now for about a year and a half, Chris, right? And
yeah.
we've been putting together videos. So when we see somebody doing something crazy on TikTok, yeah, we're gonna poke fun at it, and that's just the way we do.
Because we've
So,
usually experienced it in person.
well, and listen, if you're doing something wrong, we're gonna help you.
Yeah.
And sometimes that help comes in the form of humor at your expense.
Yeah.
Go ahead, let's take a look at it.
Hey everybody, Ken with Integrity Medical Courier Training here. I have seen some interesting videos lately on TikTok showing all sorts of crazy behavior with medical couriers, and I've seen some interesting conversations about how they do their job. Take a look at this one. In this conversation, we have one courier asking another courier who's putting his videos on TikTok whether or not she can bring her toddler with on medical lab deliveries. He says, yeah, as long as you can tend to the baby while delivering. Of course, she says, that's number one. That's why I asked, can he tag along since he's with me 24/7? The courier's response, of course, you'll literally just be picking up and dropping off. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? All right, so admittedly, a medical facility isn't the same as a construction work site. I get it. There's a lot of moving parts in medical facilities. However, there can be sharps containers with dirty needles. There can be surgical trays that are unattended with contaminated instruments. There's a lot of things that a toddler could get into. Not to mention the bloodborne pathogen component in your vehicle when you're transporting specimens that are in the facilities. This is just never a good idea. Please contact us at www.integritydelivers.com and learn how you can safely participate in the delivery of excellent patient care.
Okay.
So our editing has definitely gotten better. First off.
No, right? No kidding. So there was another video of a lady, and maybe we'll show it in future podcasts, where she had a papoose, for lack of a better word, and she put her infant in this concoction, and she's like, follow me on the day in the life of a medical courier. We're going to go do some medical lab deliveries. She had her toddler strapped to her chest going into the clinic with her as she's delivering lab specimens. It was the craziest thing, man.
So many things that can go wrong there. And, not to say that the woman on that column there would have done this, but if you give that advice out to a bunch of people, at some point someone's going to say, I'll just leave the baby in the car and run into the clinic real quick because I don't want to make the client mad. And then, of course, with all the vehicle thefts and everything, I mean, it could go bad quick. So,
well, I guess the bottom line is if you're a single parent and you got kids, you either make the decision not to be a medical courier, or you pay for a babysitter, or you have a relative watch the kids,
or ride along, have a relative ride along,
ride along. I mean, I've seen
have
that
the specimens separated.
That can get kind of weird too, man. When people, I see on the internet, a lot of people are like, "Hey, we're a couple. Can we go do medical deliveries together?" Well, there was a couple here in Colorado Springs several years ago that was in the midst of a nasty divorce, and they're out doing deliveries together, and then they're in the clinic yelling and screaming and swearing, and one of them was standing on a chair, and it's like, come on, let's stay professional, let's keep it professional, but crazy things can happen when you start bringing multiple people, in with you.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and imagine if you were to trip and fall, you got your baby strapped to you, and you got a handful of specimens.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
What are you going to
Where's your
prioritize?
priority?
Where's your priorities,
protect
and
the
where's
baby?
everything going to land?
Protect the specimens, right.
I mean, that's not good at all.
Just for the visual, I found the video of the woman with
the lady. Let's see it.
Yeah.
First day today as a courier, I saw this high hustle on TikTok and I decided to try it. So I signed up with a company as a contractor, and a lot of their routes were for hospitals.
Hey everybody, Ken with
Just
Integrity
so
Medical
much
Courier
no.
Training.
Yeah.
That could be real bad. And I would imagine a client would complain almost,
Okay,
almost immediately.
I've got another one for you. So I hired this lady in Colorado Springs years ago when I worked for MLS years ago. And she assured me that they were homeschooling their kids. They were a homeschool family. And that when she was working, her husband would be watching the kiddos. That I found out later on was a lie. So I get to the main laboratory one day and just stopping in. I think I was dropping off a stat or whatever, and she was unloading her vehicle. She had like 3 children, and I mean children with her. But not only did she have them with her, she was putting little bags of like these burlap bags with lab results and stuff in their little hands, and they were following like ducklings into the laboratory.
No.
And I'm like, yeah, that's gotta stop right there.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yep.
And have those kids been trained for HIPAA awareness?
Right?
No, I don't think so. No, no, I don't think they had gone
Of
through
course
the
not.
program. So kids are curious. They might grab something that they shouldn't.
Yeah.
They might stick something in their mouth that they shouldn't. All sorts of bad things can happen when you're bringing kids with you. So,
Yeah.
we've seen a massive spike in the last 6 months or so of people taking our training program. We got all sorts of people that are getting into the business, which is great. Keep it coming. But dang, guys, if you got children, you got to really think long and hard about whether or not this business is for you. Because if you're driving around with kids in the car, there's a lot of things that can and do go wrong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. On the topic of children, I have a couple of the videos that we filmed with Faith and the kids.
Okay, we're bored.
Guys, I'm working. You're gonna have to find something to play with back there.
Okay. All right.
Stop it, kids. You'll put your eye out. Oh, he goes, there's pee in it.
That was so hard. I was filming that.
I heard
And you
you
can hear my
gasped.
gasp.
Yeah.
When he hits him right in the face. I thought his nose was broken.
Jeez.
Well, and again, look, man, when you got kids in the car and you're a medical courier, anything can go wrong. And think about it. If you're in a car accident, do you want urine and bodily fluids flying all over the vehicle? You got to be thinking about your environment. What about the video, Chris, if you can find it really quick? The video of the guy with the gas can in his car?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the backstory on this is we found a guy that was doing medication deliveries, and he was really cautious to tell the viewers that, hey, I can't show you this because it's medication. Yeah, wasn't it the explosion? Oh, that's the rocket thing.
Yeah. No,
that's the rocket one. The other one is the explosion one. Anyways, he's telling people, I can't show you this medication because of HIPAA concerns. And then you look in the camera that he's showing in the back seat, and there's a gas can in the back seat.
Like right next to the
right next to the meds.
Yeah, or the meds.
Yep.
The package to deliver today, guys. You guys can't really see all the information, but see it's in the box back here. So we about to make $500 today.
I'm gonna go back.
Can't really see all the information, but
Freeze frame. There it is. The gas
In a box
can
right
in the
next to a
back
gas
seat.
can, yeah.
Right next to the
see it's in
medication.
the
what could possibly go wrong, right?
So I wonder if he just has that in case
He runs out and he
of
has to go get gas. Yeah.
and it might be empty,
Right.
or who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what the
Dude.
backstory is? But I mean, yeah, if
Keep
there's
the
actually
video
gas
playing.
in it,
Or if there has been. Yeah.
imagine the fumes.
Yeah, right. The fumes, and if he's smoking, or I think the end of the video shows a big explosion. We're kind of poking
Oh
fun
yeah,
at
yeah.
it.
the box back here. So
Board of pharmaceuticals and have a positive impact on the delivery of excellent patient
Oh, it's probably in
care.
the middle actually.
the package to deliver.
There it is.
This could really lead to an explosive situation.
Yeah. Listen, we train about bloodborne pathogens
Yeah.
and safety in the workplace, but that's another issue, man. If you got gasoline in your vehicle, dude, I mean, what could possibly go wrong, right?
Yeah.
So,
And that's how we do it. We tell them the right way to do it, and then make a joke like the explosion.
oh yeah. Well, listen, again, humor at someone else's expense is still funny. Bottom line.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
And the Tada guy, I think you got him up there, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Let's take a look at the Tada guy. He's one of my all-time favorites.
Shout out to Ludlow.
So
This is the first one we did with him, and then I'll show him the
he
second one
blocked
too.
us.
Yeah, he blocked us after 2, I believe. After 2
Okay,
videos.
go ahead, hit it.
Hey everybody, it's Ken with Integrity Medical Courier Training. It's time once again to play What's Wrong with This Video.
So much.
Take a look and see if you can figure it out, and then let me know in the comments below.
July 2022.
Hey everybody, it's Ken with Integrity.
That's our second video we ever put out.
Okay,
Was that?
so in that video, the first thing was, there's two things wrong with it, really. Number one, he's got a Playboy bunny on his shirt, dude. In today's culture,
That doesn't matter in today's culture.
in today's culture, that is sexual harassment, bro.
No.
Yes, it is. You cannot wear Playboy bunny, and in a medical facility. Come on,
Well,
man.
yeah, I mean, medical.
Yeah, I'm
facility.
talking
Yeah, and
about
as
in a
a
medical
courier,
facility.
yeah.
I knew a guy years ago that worked in a laboratory, and we were in an old building in downtown Minneapolis, and he was walking down a crowded hallway, and he grabbed a woman by her shoulders to move her out of the way, and she'd filed a sexual harassment suit on him. He got fired. He lost his job.
Damn. Well,
And
yeah.
there was no sexual touch there. It was just move you out of the way.
I had a point about the last video was there's no cooler. Where's the cooler?
That's
This
the
would
other
be
one,
this
yeah.
would be a great place to plug a cooler sponsor if anybody's listening out
Right.
there.
Anybody?
Igloo, Yeti, whoever.
Yeah, call us. Email us at
Make some
ken.arnold
customized Courier coolers.
delivers.com. Yeah, sponsor us. We're looking for sponsors.
Yeah,
So
we get a lot of people asking about bags. When they call in.
People have been asking about spill kits as well. I
Yeah.
think in the future it's probably something we're going to look at.
Yep.
Slapping our logo on some spill kits. So we'll have some Integrity Medical Courier Training swag.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so the bigger issues there, dangling the specimen with his bare hands.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Playboy symbol on it. But, the greater issues I'll just say this about that, since we cut out everything else previously. We had a gentleman that worked for us years ago that was in a hospital laboratory, I won't say where, to protect the innocent. And the lab tech said, "You notice anything different about me?" And the guy's like, "Your hair?" She goes, "No." "Your eyes?" She says, "No." She said, and he's like, "Ooh." And she says, "Want to touch?"
Oh, no.
And he says, "Sure." So he's in the middle of dialing in radio frequencies when the lab manager walks in, and we got a phone call, man. The lab manager walked in on that. Now, she volunteered, but it's still extremely inappropriate. So big idea here is, guys, medical couriers got to behave yourselves. We had another situation in Colorado Springs where one of the lab techs at a central laboratory where we used to drop off, one of the couriers, not one of ours, had a major crush on her. He found out where she lived, and he ended up in her front lawn in the middle of the night screaming, "I love you, I love you, come and run away with me." And of course, that really happened.
Wow. So he's trying to pull a John Cusack, but he didn't bring the stereo. Was that Love Actually?
I didn't see it, dude.
I
That's
didn't
a 90s
either, actually.
movie. I think I was driving in my car during all of the 90s, man.
But on the topic of Ludlow, the last response we got from him, we offered him the training for free, and we were trying to just correct and maybe even be
Help him
friends.
out.
And the next video that he did after he blocked us, I gotta turn the volume on.
For all the people.
Hey everybody, Ken with Integrity Medical Courier Training here. What you've just witnessed is video of a courier walking into a medical facility, swinging a specimen baggie like a kid in a candy store. This is unacceptable for several different reasons. Number one, it violates OSHA regulations that stipulate you have to use the proper coolers and carrying device. Number two, if he drops that specimen or breaks it, he could be at risk if it's an infectious specimen. The public could be at risk. And ultimately, the patient has to be redrawn if that specimen is even recollectable.
We
Please
still have a joke
contact
coming
Integrity
in.
Medical Courier Training
We do?
at www.integritydelivers.com.
We put the website on his
You
middle
can
finger.
safely handle and transport lab specimens for your medical clients. And
We try and put a joke in every video, at least to some degree.
Some kind of a tag, something, right?
Yeah.
Now, all right, do me a favor and hit that one with the cooler where the lady's pointing at the cooler. This was an example of a courier doing it right. And we could just run 10 seconds of it.
Yeah, we weren't able to stitch
everybody,
enough
Ken with
time.
Integrity
You can cut
Medical
it.
Courier
So
Training.
this gal she knew what each cooler was for and which department the specimens came from. She knew so much about her job, and she was doing it right. And that's the kind of stuff we want to see on TikTok. Couriers that know what they're doing.
That's good separation in the back for sure.
Yeah.
And I've seen people even have it's like a giant cardboard cutout, so it's got separators.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's And you can strap it in with the seat belts and everything.
All of our coolers are marked with biohazard markings, and they appear to have, contact information as well. So nicely done. And I called her out on it. So, not all of our videos are about poking fun at people. It's just that there's a lot of people out there to poke fun at.
Yeah.
We poke fun at ourselves too. I've been the subject of a few videos.
Oh yeah,
stories from my past.
You want to pull up that one where somebody drives
we'll
up?
just keep people guessing which one it is.
All right.
But so around that time we started doing like skit style videos, and this was the first. I think this was the first one we did.
Is that the first use of our intro, the musical intro?
Yeah, and this is also the first.
Run it.
Oh, whoops. I missed a little bit.
Medical courier training.
The not ready for TikTok players.
Mm-hmm. It's our signature.
Medical courier training.
Yep.
Give them a call.
That's still your ringtone?
Copyright. Warner Brothers Records.
Right.
Thanks for choosing Integrity. This is Ken.
I think for you supplies.
Hey Ken, this is Joe with Acme Couriers. I was just calling to ask you about your courier training program and how much it costs.
So yeah, basically what our training program does is
This
it
is what
trains your
Justin does
company
all day long.
on proper
All day.
specimen handling.
This
and
is my job now.
certification.
Yep.
So we'll train the front office through the same program that the couriers go through, but we're going to cover how to handle lab specimens in the clinic, in the vehicle, at the laboratory. We cover what kind of coolers to use, what kind of marking should be on the
Justin,
coolers,
you know that
how
there's
to
people
maintain
doing that
proper
when
temperature,
you're telling
Yeah,
them all
we
this
need to
stuff.
redo this video again.
how to
Have
handle
Justin?
exposure
Yeah.
incidents.
And just
We
have me
also
not
cover
listening and keep asking him, how do you spell that?
And the cost for the company is really based on the number of trainees. So the more trainees you have, the higher the cost. But for your front office, we're talking usually around $3.99 for 4 live trainees, 2 manuals, and the GoToMeeting webinar.
Yeah, that sounds a bit expensive. I think I'll just train them myself. I mean, after all, this isn't rocket science.
And we have liftoff on the
I'm not even sure which rocket that is. We just
That was a great video. Actually, I really enjoyed that one. And that was an actual conversation that I had with a courier service several years ago. I spent 45 minutes on the phone telling this guy all about our training and why it was important for his company. And that tagline at the end was exactly what he said.
That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
The next one I have listed is still our most popular TikTok to date. It's called the Manifest Malcolm video. This guy has gotten us so many views, so many new followers.
How many views are on that right now?
200.8 thousand.
Wow.
And then we'll go through more of the analytics.
Okay.
Oh yeah, see, so they actually
lost
just took
the
a bunch of
music.
sound. Yeah, we lost the music on this
Oh my gosh.
Which, it's completely silent now. No.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
What?
It just had to delete the whole sound.
Why?
I don't know. But it got what is that? 6,000 likes.
Well, now people are just going to click on it and they're going to go, it's a silent movie.
Right.
I mean, they have talkies now.
Dang. But yeah, that was still to this day.
So
like,
we're going to have to go
our
through
most
and see how
popular
many
one.
movies or how many of our videos they silenced. People are still watching the video and they got to be thinking, what is
Yeah.
he even saying?
That means the replay we posted probably had the same treatment, huh?
What the fudge?
Let's see. The replay is already at 10,000.
Oh, and the music's there.
No.
He's right. You don't need a
Cool.
van or a truck to do medical specimen
Now that one's gonna
deliveries.
blow up.
A smaller car is just fine. But here's something else you're going to need.
Here's something else
Proper
you're gonna need.
clothing.
Proper clothing. That's a great
Proper
segue, by the
clothing.
way. Let's talk about that. I was doing a late night delivery years ago at Memorial Hospital here in town, dropping off a stat. I pulled up next to a guy in a car who was filling out his bill of lading, and I swear to you, he was wearing a garbage onesie. you know, a big overalls with the garbage logo right on his shirt. And he got out of the car, grabbed his cooler, walked into the hospital. And I'm thinking, well, good on you for bringing the cooler, but I'll bet he stunk like crazy.
Yeah.
So he was, you know, hauling garbage, just like, hey, Fred, we need you to pick up an extra stat while you're at it. Oh, not a problem.
Wow.
Dude, if you're hauling garbage, you might want to change your clothes.
Yeah, I mean, he might have not had time, though.
What? You're making a dude.
You're about to get every garbage man in America on your bad side with that.
You know what? Bring it on, pal. If you're a medical courier, how about not wearing a garbage onesie? Hey, if you're gonna, while you're at it, if you're delivering food to me, DoorDash, don't do it in your jammies. For the love of God, put some clothes on. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Put some clothes on. Nobody wants to see you in your jammies hauling my food to the front door.
That's
and by
true.
the way, it's 4 p.m. What, you just got up or something? Come on, man.
Oh man. The next one I
I
have.
have a lot of hate mail.
Oh, bring it on. Ken.Arnold@integritydelivers.com. I'm not afraid.
Actually, not that one. Hold on. I wanted to talk about some of the cap cuts that we've made.
I'd like to direct your attention to the screen for a short video, if you don't mind.
Get all your medical courier training needs from us at
There you go.
www.integritydelivers.com.
Yeah, thanks for avoiding the Breaking Bad one. That was a little much.
Oh, this one?
Yes.
Say my name.
Hey everybody, it's Ken with Integrity Medical Courier Training.
Goddamn right.
So we played it anyways.
That's still one of my favorites that we've done.
Hey, show the one. You got any more of Faith in the Kids?
Oh yeah, let's see.
Or how about Justin going fishing? We got a bunch of videos with Justin. Here's one. Hey boys and girls, make sure you don't do this.
I use that same shot of Acme Couriers from the old video.
Nice editing.
Thank you.
Okay, the courier's a little distracted. Somebody calls him. Yeah, I need you to hurry up and get over to Dr. Smith's office. They're closed right away. Step on it.
Right.
Okay. All right, I'm on it.
Sir, you left your specimens on top of the roof!
Wow. Yeah.
It's not exactly
Man.
how it happened, though.
Yeah.
Well, we're not.
Well, I mean, it's,
what are you talking about?
It's beautiful
I wasn't-
editing.
From the story I heard. That
Oh,
was good editing.
there it is. Yeah, story you heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
I remember when we filmed that, there were people coming in and out, and me and him were nervous, especially because we didn't know if this counted as trespassing.
Right.
Like, we need to film this and get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. I think we got two takes.
That's half the fun though, because if somebody confronts us, heck yeah, we're gonna keep rolling. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Oh, definitely.
The extra B-roll footage.
Yeah.
Can you do the Apple one, or is that on the list?
The Apple one?
The Apple one, way up at the top.
Oh yeah.
The most recent one.
Absolutely.
By the way, we do a lot of these "What's wrong with this picture" videos, and people will comment like crazy on it, trying to figure out what's wrong.
Oh yeah.
They'll chime in and stuff.
It's a great hook to get engagement.
Yeah. Yep, chomping on that apple.
Seen that before.
Oh, dude, I had a guy. I was covering a route on a Sunday afternoon, and I would bump into this guy at a clinic on Academy and Austin Bluffs every Sunday afternoon. He came out walking out of the clinic with a handful of specimens in one hand, chomping on an apple. That was the guy, and he was a hospital employee. About a week later, I pulled up to the parking lot, and his van was parked out there with the hospital logo on it, and it was running, and the music was cranked, and you could see his other coolers in the van.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you're just begging to be, get your car ripped off, man.
You used to be able to leave your car running around here. You can't do that anymore. Definitely can't do that anymore.
I had a boss that used to do that. They would leave their keys in the ignition and just turn it off and go into work. And they got their car stolen like 4 times. 'Cause it was like Weber in Colorado. Like
He's like,
middle of
oh, it won't
downtown.
happen
Yeah.
a second time.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, it won't happen a third time.
Yeah, I think
Oh man, it happened a fourth time.
at the third time, I think that officially makes you a volunteer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're just giving away
100%.
free
Victim.
cars at that point.
Yeah. You know, we get stories all the time where couriers leave their cars running and unlocked,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and somebody runs off with them, and it never ends well for the patient. We had a situation years ago at a courier service in Denver where, and by the way, the guy that this happened to was a former state patrol trooper. And he did some training for the company, like safety and driving and all that. Well, he did a mountain route, so he's picking up from Aspen all the way into Denver. He's picking up clinics, all these mountain towns, and he pulled his car into the there was a alleyway leading up to the back of the warehouse, and he parked his car, and then put the keys in the ashtray. And he went inside, evidently, to relieve himself in the warehouse. He wasn't in there for more than 5 minutes. He comes out, the vehicle's gone.
Oh, of course.
I remember.
And so
I was a kid when that happened.
It was all hands on deck, man. I had to drive all the way up there. The security guy, a couple of other regional managers had to come in from northern Denver. We spent most of the night driving up and down alleyways,
Checking dumpsters.
dumpsters.
Yeah, I was with you or mom. Doing that.
looking for, trying to, for a miracle. They never found the specimens. They found the car 6 weeks later, burnt out on blocks.
Wow.
Wasn't there some like really dramatic problem that happened that stemmed from that situation too? Like one of them was like a cancer sample or something like that.
There were multiple tissue samples that were
were just
ruined.
destroyed,
Multiple
yeah.
tissue samples that couldn't be replaced.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's unacceptable, man. And it's,
Yeah.
think about this. The guy was a state patrol trooper in his past career.
Yeah.
He should have known better, right?
Yeah.
Just get too comfortable and too trustworthy.
Yeah.
That happens over
100%.
time,
Think
right?
it won't happen.
Yeah.
I've parked here a million times. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
A lot.
a lot, and it did,
Yeah,
and
plenty.
it has. How about
Yeah.
how about the story with the human heads?
Yeah.
That kind
I don't
of
even know if I still
dovetails
have
into it.
that.
I don't know if we have there's a thumbnail on it, but back in March of 2022, somebody was providing logistics for a medical training event, and they left their car unattended. It was like 17 hours. They did the math.
Yeah.
And somebody stole the box of human heads right out of the vehicle.
Holy cow.
Okay. Now
what kind of testing is done on human heads?
it was a teaching event, a science. They were all donated tissues.
Oh,
but it was
geez.
like a training event.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they left the vehicle unattended, and somebody broke into it and stole the box of human heads. Now imagine, what can happen with that box of human heads. People could do all sorts of sick, weirdo stuff with it.
Yeah.
Leave it at a playground or put it on the internet. But yeah, it's not good.
That's crazy.
Chris, you got any other favorites?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me find it. This one's called Playing with Fire. The audio editing on TikTok is pretty hard.
Yeah, I do like this one a lot. You know how many people have gone on TikTok
these ain't not bad.
and done these hot chip challenge videos?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do the real one.
Oh!
The real one is it comes in like a box that's
Yeah.
shaped like a coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing all that for a
Oh,
TikTok
man.
video.
Right? Disclaimer, no real urine was used to film this.
Oh man. It looks so real.
Wait.
Oh!
There it is. Like a TikTok surf? Get out of here, you.
You know what I did a couple weeks later with that video?
What? What?
That's hilarious.
I found it on CapCut. Oh, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that dovetails on the whole food in your cooler issue.
Yeah.
Believe it or not too long ago, about a year or so ago, a courier company called me. They got fired because one of their drivers had got caught with a bologna sandwich in his specimen cooler. Yep.
A grown man
that's
eating a
disgusting.
bologna sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, whatever.
It's sad.
It's a poor food choice, but even worse was his decision to put it in the specimen cooler,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like cotto salami personally.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Not in the specimen cooler, but
No, of course not. Let's see. This Mitch McConnell video did pretty well.
That's not funny, man. I felt that way yesterday. I was trying to tell somebody about OSHA regulations. You might have overheard me, and I thought I was having a stroke. I mean, I've talked about these regulations, and I go over the manuals with people every single day, and for the life of me, I couldn't tell you what regulations it was for OSHA. I drew a total blank.
Yeah. Well, you jumped directly out of COVID being in the house and you being sick to doing training again. So
You're a
probably
good man.
pretty run
Brain
down.
farts.
Give me some shade. Is that what it is?
No, shade's bad.
Come on, man. It's like I like getting shade. What's wrong with that?
Nope.
Shade is bad now.
Shade is bad now.
Yeah.
Not if you're in like Arizona where it's
Right.
120 degrees out. Shade is actually good.
that kind of shade is good.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Yeah, I like this.
DoorDash now doing pharmaceutical
That's
deliveries
right.
from Walgreens.
What could possibly
go wrong?
Yeah.
2 minutes later.
And porch pirates are at an all-time high. So,
Oh, that was a fantastic robbery run right there.
Oh, that was classic.
Thank you, Jim Carrey,
It's
for the
recently come
inspiration.
to our attention that DoorDash is
Yeah.
now delivering pharmaceuticals to patients' homes for Walgreens or CVS, some of those other companies.
That dude
and
needs
while
a
I
haircut,
think that's a
man.
great
What is with that?
service
And a
to
different shirt, for the
provide
love
to
of
people
God.
who just can't get out on their own. I'm all for entrepreneurialism, for business. Let's get it. Let's go. But there are some issues that I'm concerned about. And in that video you guys just watched, you saw an example of a DoorDash driver tossing the medications on someone's
Okay, we're just recapping
and then
now.
someone
Yeah,
out
yeah.
behind him and stealing.
But basically, yeah.
I mean, that's an issue, guys.
Definitely.
I talk to couriers every day, all day long, about what they're doing, about best practices, about security awareness, doing a risk analysis, all of that. And that's why training is so important. I mean, we talk about it all the time, training.
They're not training DoorDash drivers about HIPAA, guarantee.
No.
Not at all. And, how many stories have you heard of DoorDash drivers running off with people's food?
Yeah.
Just saying they delivered it. Well, what happens if that's a bag of pharmaceuticals,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Someone's antidepressants or something like.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not
Well,
good, man. Not good.
think about it. Companies like DD or others have multi-millions set aside for lawyers.
Yeah.
So it's cheaper to fight it in court than it is to actually provide proper training. We know some of the nation's top laboratories, which we will not name here, but they're training their drivers with phlebotomist training. It's not courier specific. Here, sit in front of this video and then you watch it and it's needle stick prevention. Well, couriers aren't going to, they're not going to be messing with needles.
Yeah.
And
Shouldn't
things
be.
like that.
Yeah.
Well, and they,
You shouldn't,
Right. We had a courier that was asked to transport a bag full of dirty needles years ago, and he suffered a needle stick for his troubles. So drivers need to know what to do and what not to do and when to say no.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to say yes to everything.
Right. Yeah.
Speaking
of gross things, I have you see this video right here with the eyeball over it? It's because whatever the thumbnail was that we made was so gross that you have to click it and consent to watching before you can see it. Yeah.
What is it?
Can you show it?
Let's see.
Watch it anyways, Chris.
Here's an infection story that might be
man.
interesting for medical couriers. A woman in the UK developed a severe eye infection due to cowpox, a cousin of smallpox, which she contracted from her pet cat. The 28-year-old
Aren't you glad
woman
you're
had an
allergic to
eye
cats?
infection
Yeah.
that was so severe, doctors feared she would lose her vision. The woman received treatment with the antiviral drug
That's disgusting.
tecovirimat, which her doctors obtained
practice
from the
that like
U.S.
4 times,
Strategic
man.
Yep,
National
tecovirimat, I remember
Stockpile.
that.
The
Yeah,
stockpile
it's a tongue
contains
twister.
2 million doses of tecovirimat that are kept in case of a bioterror attack with smoke.
This was like our niche back then, though. We would green
weird
screen
stories.
something gross. Yeah.
That's
What I
disgusting.
loved
Weird,
is the
gross
cat
stories.
scratch fever one. We did a cat scratch fever one.
Yep.
And what happened, and this was by design.
Oh, whoops.
I'm on
if-
TikTok's
if-
side, by the way, with blocking that video. I don't want to see that.
We did a funny
Sitting
video
eating your
with
breakfast, scrolling TikTok, and that comes across
did
your screen.
We did a funny video with a
fair.
chimpanzee and a machine gun.
Yep.
It was hilarious, and we
Yeah.
got blocked.
Yeah.
And they were like, "No, absolutely not. This
Yeah.
is
Well,
violent."
they don't allow
psychology."
like gun stuff unless it's like
Yeah.
visibly fake.
But
I
a
guess.
monkey.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Here's
we had
cat
a
scratch fever.
Cat scratch fever.
13.4
Did you know
thousand
that
likes.
cats are dangerous and not just a really bad production? Here's an interesting story. A woman in Melbourne, Australia dies after being scratched by Minty, her cat. The 80-year-old woman
Who names
spent
their cat
9
Minty,
days in a
by the
coma
way?
after her cat
Someone who
Minty
loves mint.
scratched
Minty
her,
Fresh.
then licked her wounds while she was in bed. She died after
Why
being
didn't we play
removed
Ted
from life
Nugent after
support.
this?
Oh my god.
Infectious disease
was,
experts in
uh,
Australia say
copyrighted.
that they're seeing on average
I could've played it on
one
my
person a
guitar. Maybe
week
next
come
time.
to the
Good
hospital
on that,
because of the
actually.
bacteria in cats' saliva.
You can hear bandits.
According to
right
the
there.
Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, cat scratch disease, or CSD, is the product of a potentially deadly bacteria found in the mouths of cats.
Just doing marketing for you guys, I learned so much because I didn't know any of that.
Isn't
Like
that fun?
I knew of cat scratch fever, like the Ted Nugent song. I didn't know it was an actual thing.
It was an actual thing.
Yeah.
So the funny thing about
Ted
that video,
Nugent's not talking about that.
Right? Yeah. No.
the funny thing about that video was that people started fighting in the chat comments about, I love
yeah.
cats, you're stupid, I love dogs, and they're like, they're going at it. So what did we do? We found a video about the dogs. Remember, you got the one
Oh,
about the
yeah.
puppy?
Yeah, we did that like
So,
right after.
But the genius of it is people were fighting back and forth about cats and dogs, and so we decided to throw the dog story a little love. If Chris can find it.
Is it this one?
At the risk of being
Yep.
called a cat hater, did you know that dogs can also carry dangerous diseases? Here's a story that recently happened. A Norwegian woman on holiday dies from rabies after being bit by a puppy.
See?
Jeez.
And then the cat
Birgit
people chimed in.
Kallestad,
"See?"
24,
Birgit
was on holiday
Kallestad.
with friends when he found the puppy
Hey, I'm sure
on
that's
the
how you
street.
pronounce her name.
Yeah.
The puppy infected
couldn't have done
her
any
when
better.
it bit her after they took
Dude,
it
this is
back
what
to
I
their
get when I
resort.
drink too much beer.
She fell ill soon after and died at the hospital where she worked.
Dang.
Okay.
Crazy.
And we did another dog video from Great Britain where somebody was it was around Christmas time. Somebody was delivering packages and they threw a package over the fence
Yep. Oh, and it crushed the dog. Yeah.
and it crushed the dog.
Oh.
I mean, we felt bad, but it was.
And then we put the Anchorman scene at the end where he kicks the dog over the
Yep.
bridge.
Yeah, that's way older though. That's
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 sad. Oh,
yeah,
that's
that was
down there.
old.
Yep. But anyways, yeah, that was a terrible story, and we're equal opportunity animal haters.
Yeah.
We'll put cats and
'Cause we
dogs
did
on
a-
there.
We love all animals.
There was a similar story right
You
here
love
where
all
a
animals.
cat got attacked by a courier too.
Okay, do it.
Let's see.
Well, here's an interesting story. A doorbell camera catches a delivery driver throwing stones
me.
at a pet
Jeez.
cat. A delivery driver has been fired after a doorbell
And we're using
camera
a song
caught
of
him
cats
throwing
meowing.
stones
Genius.
at a pet cat.
Genius.
The animal's owner, Lisa Farabee, was alerted by her husband that the camera had captured a visitor while they were both at work. To her horror, she logged into the doorbell app on her phone and saw the courier attacking her pet, Tumble, as it sat on a wall near their porch. The clip showed the courier attempting to swat the cat with a large letter he had been delivering while shouting at it.
We got to do more of these.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. I think we can end on a high note.
Yeah.
Just remember.
I know a guy smacking a
Hey,
cat with papers.
It made me smile.
Jeez.
Come on,
Here's
man.
the guy sitting on a cactus for you.
All right.
Dang. Oh,
Oh,
Everybody,
God.
Ken with Integrity Medical.
Yeah.
oh man.
Well,
I think
so
we
you-
pivoted into going or paying attention to your surroundings
Yeah.
in that video. That was
maybe
our-
next time we can show the video of the guy relieving himself on someone's house.
Oh, yeah, that's there too. That's right. Actually, you're right there.
Okay.
Let's do it real quick.
Really
Hey everybody, Ken with Integrity Medical Courier Training. What is going on with the courier in this video? Take a look.
Courier driver pissed on my house. Oh man.
I think it wasn't stitchable, so we had to just screen record it with the phone and then green screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just.
The irony is he's an Amazon guy, it looks like, and on Amazon you could probably buy something to pee in
Right?
in the car.
Right.
You know?
That's right.
Amazon drivers usually pee in Gatorade bottles.
Oh,
Yeah.
makes sense.
You'd think they'd have those devices that they have on jets. You know, if you're in a jet, you're all hooked up, man. You can pee or poop with your
I don't think
at 10
Amazon
G's.
hooks
would
that
be
up to their drivers.
sweet. If they
That's a
could-
real man that could poop at 10 G's. I'm just saying.
It'd be cool for the Amazon drivers. They could make the front driver's seat like a toilet.
Then
So you
we'd
just
have
flip the cushion
Amazon,
up and then-
yeah, Amazon drivers that forget to take off the apparatus and then
Right.
walking up to deliver the package.
Or Amazon drivers smashing into someone because they're taking a crap while
Yeah,
driving.
you got to be parked for it to flush. That'll be the thing.
Yeah,
That'll be
hilarious.
the
Oh,
main
man.
selling point.
Well, all right. So
yeah.
I love the courier industry, man. I've been doing this now. I mean, I haven't driven for a while, but I love the industry. Now, we're going to be traveling here coming up soon.
Yep.
We are going to be doing some training in May in Minneapolis. We're going to be doing some training, I think, in June in Columbus, Ohio, and
Yeah.
in Jacksonville, Florida. And again, you mentioned the ECA convention coming up in April. So we got a lot of travel coming up. We have a possible two companies that want to bring us out to California. So
Yes. That'd be cool.
we are going to be traveling this year.
Absolutely. We're going to be busy this year.
So, guys, share this podcast, man. Spread it around. If you're into courier stuff and you like talking about courier stories, we'll be back again doing more of this in the future. And we'd love to have you guys like this and share it. Follow us here on YouTube. And let's get some good mileage out of this. We'd love to see more and more people discover the Medical Courier Connection.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands? Before what?
On the job. At all times.
At all
Wash
times.
your hands.
Yes. That's a great point.
Stay
I
cleanly.
agree. Wash your hands. Chris, take us out.
Wash your hands and have a great day.
Hey everybody, hey everybody, hey everybody, hey everybody, Ken with Integrity, Ken with Integrity, Ken with Integrity, Ken with Integrity Medical Courier Training. We are providing on-site training in Roseville, Minnesota. A man's digits turned blue due to too much cannabis use. Stole the hearse and dumped the body on the side of the road, still strapped to the gurney, and then continued on with their joyride. So, stay compliant, my friends. Get all your medical courier training needs from us at www.integritydelivers.com.